How's your unplugging from 3D coming along? Mine's kind of up and down. I notice it by the fact that even though I know the numbers don't really mean anything, certainly not anything of importance, I still tend to keep track of, just on my latest videos, I'll look and see how many thumbs up there are, how many views. And it's funny as I watch myself doing it. It really is. It's a way of judging, I guess, but it's a way of still being plugged into externals. Now, we could go into the thing where we know, and plenty of people have screenshots for evidence that the YouTube numbers are mucked with and can't be relied upon. But that's not the point, because that's just more of being plugged into 3D. So it's like I've got this part of me, almost like an angelic part, sitting on my shoulder, just watching, not doing anything, not stopping me from doing anything, just watching. And kind of grinning, not looking down on me at all. Now, this is really good as we come into the ability to not judge. Maybe the most potent and powerful place to not judge is the self. You don't know, especially if you're being danced into saying something. Let's just say, I mean, most of the time it's going to be beautiful, wonderful, supportive, etc., but not always. So let's say that you're in the flow and you say something sharp to someone, and you go away from that, and you kind of sit back and you look and you go over the conversation. There's a temptation to judge the self and to look down on the self and just think less of yourself for having been catty or snide or angry or whatever it is. But what you don't know in that instant is that it's entirely possible that that was an alchemical thing that just happened, and that particular amount and type of force was just what was needed to prise someone out of something maybe they'd been working on for some time, wanting to see. And you don't know. I mean, you just don't know. And so in this not knowingness of being in a 3D body, judgment is just inappropriate. If we could come from a space of truly knowing, truly being in that oneness, maybe, just maybe, then it would be appropriate. But I don't think even then it is, because when you get in touch with Source or heart or center or get in the zone or whatever it is you call it, there's no judgment there. If there is, then you're not in the space or the whatever it is that I'm talking about. Judgment is a thing of the mind. The mind evaluates because it must. I mean, that's what it's for, and it's wonderful and everything. But we're slipping up and away from that, maybe. Judgment, I think, keeps us bound to 3D. What you fight, you become. What you resist persists, and what you fear, you magnetize. So these are all ways of dancing with the energy that aren't really, I mean, if you're wanting to ride the ascending spiral, maybe that's not the way. Anyway, I'm just noting, I'm feeling more together again, although solstice comes this week, and some more interesting. I mean, through the end of June, we have interesting stuff in the astrology. And if you think you're not impacted by it, I don't know what to say to that. I mean, maybe you're not. What do I know? I happen to believe that everything influences everything else. And the celestial objects, the moons, the planets, the suns, the stars, radiate. And we're the recipients of that radiation. If you can see it, then you're interacting with it, kind of like by definition. Did you know, by the way, that every time you look up into the night sky and see the stars, you're time traveling? Think of how many light years it took that light to reach your eyes. Most of those things are millions upon millions of light years away. Our nearest galaxy is millions of light years away, I think. And so I read a little piece once. It was really good. It pretended that there was another civilization on another planet. I think it was like 50 million light years from here. And this civilization was more advanced than ours. And they had telescopic optics or properties that were able to view life on Earth. And it became like their soap opera, watching real life, the daily program, what's happening on Earth. And the populace discussed it and everything. We were very strange creatures to them, so unlike their society. And the interesting thing about it is that many light years away, the Earth and the solar system itself could have been long gone. They were looking at the past. So that if they sent someone here by some magical means, even then, would the planet be here still? Maybe not, maybe so. The point is that light takes time to travel, and we think it's really fast, the speed of light, the c, the constant in the equations, and yet it takes a little over 8 minutes for us to get light from the sun. So the sun could blow up now and we wouldn't even know it for 8+ minutes. What does that tell you? We can travel at the speed of thought, which is instantaneous. Who knows why? Maybe because we're in superposition everywhere. Maybe because all atoms are entangled. I mean, if they were all one in the moment before the Big Bang, if there was a Big Bang, then they're all entangled. If they ever touch, they're entangled. And as we know, energy isn't destroyed. Its form is changed. So anyway, even just to look at the stars in the night sky, we don't even know if those stars are still there. Sorry for the kitty antics in the background. They got locked in the rumpus room for a while. Kitties are very quiet, and you can close a door behind you and not know that they've slipped in. And so now that they're out, they're really rambunctious. Plus, I picked their food up. They wish that the food would be down all the time, but I was getting some pretty fat kitties when I was doing that. So that won't do. All right, I'm just rambling. Anyway, I wanted to say hi, and I guess happy June 19th. Is that what it is? Yeah. Have a great day. Blessings, my friends. I came back to add a little something. Because it's 6:19, Today is the new moon. So we have a new moon, which is a beginning of cycles, and it sets the tone and the pace for the month. And it's in Gemini. But it's also on the Mayan calendar. Yesterday was an Ascension Day of 13, so today is the new Trecina on the Mayan calendar. And so it's one, let me double check and see. I think I'm not going to say. Yeah, it's one eagle, which is really awesome, the high-flying eagle. Eagle, this is from MayanMagics.com, intermediary between heaven and earth. Due to the eagle's superior point of view and keen intelligence, they achieve material abundance and good fortune. Well, it's kind of hard to read this. This is if that was your birth date, the way it's written. But it's also the energy of the day. So a day or a cycle gifted with patience and a deep sense of value. Eagle brings hope and trust on wings of spirit. It's a very detail-oriented and technically inclined energy. Compassionate service to others sustains prosperity for eagle persons, as the flapping of wings would sustain their bird brothers. They should be aware of escapism. Eagles may be tempted to just fly away from troubles by using indulgences. Okay, you can find that out and what the one means and all the rest of it on MayanMagics.com, their Tzolk'in calendar. And I've got a link to that calendar on every single journal on Scribe. The very top line where it tells you what the day is, there's also a link. You can also use this to find out the day of your birth on the Mayan calendar. And that was really important to the Mayan people. They would, I've read, name their children after the energy of the sun sign on the day of their birth, because it told them something about what they were here to accomplish, what the divine plan was. So I just wanted to say that we have these two new things going on, and then I believe it's tomorrow is the solstice, the summer solstice, and all of this, plus more. Just stay alert. Our energies are shifting and changing, and it's a lot of fun. Good day.